Hello my friends, welcome back. Thank you for watching the video. Today I will be covering a brief overview and a comparison between the Advanced Paris WTX Stream Tubes device and the Weem Pro Plus streamer device. I've had them in home for a couple of weeks. I've done some A/B comparisons across multiple inputs, including their digital outs and their RCA outs using their own internal DACs with my system here, which is a Rotel 1590 Mark II preamp and a RMB 1555 power amp, which is bi-amplifying the Arendal 1723 towers. My room is considerably treated. I just did 2 sound demos of the Arendal towers and Monolith towers. If you want to know what those sound like, you can go and check those videos out. This video will be focusing on these 2 streaming devices and my thoughts of, so I hope you appreciate my picture-in-picture here. I don't really feel like being on camera, but that's all we're going to do. So what can I say about these 2 devices? Well, the first thing that I'm going to say is they have very similar softwares. I am streaming through Spotify at the moment, but if we go into the software here, this is software that came with the Weem streamer. So if we go to this, I can pull up what's playing on the Weem streamer, but I can also navigate through the WTX stream. So they're both using the same software. I have the same software on my phone. The phone calls up the same sort of software from both applications, even though they're different applications. And the Advanced Paris comes with its own streaming app. You can see there you can download it from the App Store and Google Play Store. This one has a couple of additional features. You can check out all of the specs if you like online. I'm not about to go through all the spec list. You have the model number there, Weem Pro Plus. All the specs are online. Advanced Paris WTX Stream Tubes model. You can look up all the specs. They're listed on the box here too, but that's not why I'm making the video. The first notable thing, like I said, was they're basically using the same streaming software, although they have different control options. The control options for the WTX are relatively limited. You can't change a whole lot of the inputs, outputs. It has optical out, coax out, RCA out, but the Weem streamer has EQ, audio settings, output, audio input, whether you're using optical in or coax in or other. Both have Wi-Fi. I'm using Ethernet connection. There are a number of other syncing options, Chromecast. You can control more options on the device itself. If that's significant for you, then that's good, but I just want to point out the differences in the software. There were no issues playing either device using the Spotify Connect. I'm streaming gaming, drum and bass, DMC free today. Hopefully YouTube will leave me alone and not copyright my music. It's only in the background anyways. That's not the point of the video. So the streamer sits on top of my Rotel preamp. The Weem Pro Plus sits beside the network switch that I have here. Currently, we are listening to the Weem Pro Plus via coax, and I will say the differences in sound, for me, the digital outputs from both are louder, for lack of a better word. Their voltage output, the DAC possibly inside the Rotel, which is the Texas Instruments DAC. The digital outputs from both streamers are louder than their RCA outputs. Now, I'm going to make this relatively short and simple. Now, if anybody else would like to demo and compare these 2 devices based on anything I say today, absolutely do that. Tag me, comment, let me know if anybody else has compared them. For my comparisons in my room, here's the nitty-gritty. Digitally, via coax to the Rotel, I could not hear a difference. I was doing direct AB source switching on the preamp, which has up to 3 coax inputs and multiple RCA inputs. Digitally, these sound almost identical, like with not enough variation that I was able to hear it in my room, in my system. Now, they're considerably different priced. I believe this is still $299, but that could be Canadian. This one, I'm not even sure, to be honest. I didn't even look up the price. Again, that's not even really the comparison here. I was looking at what they sounded like. This one I got on loan. This one I bought with my own money. This one's going back to the distributor here in Canada. This one I'm likely keeping until I come up with a better option, which I may do because this whole system could be changing in the near future. Stay tuned for that. But digitally, honestly, and subjectively in my room, I could not hear a difference between either one of these two. They worked flawlessly. They called up the songs. Spotify Connect worked fine. Qobuz Connect, well, Qobuz Connect doesn't exist. Sorry about that, Qobuz. It worked great. You can play Qobuz through the application. So if you're within the software, you can call Qobuz up from inside the Pro Plus, and you can call Qobuz up from inside the software for the streamer. So that works, but Qobuz Connect doesn't work. Digitally, yeah, I couldn't hear a difference. So let's move on to RCA outputs. RCA outputs means that this has its own internal DAC. This has its own internal DAC. This one comes with an AKM DAC. I believe this one doesn't say what it comes with. I don't believe it does. There it is. There's the DAC. TI DAC PCM 1796 24-bit 192. So I believe them. There's a bunch of other specs. I said I wasn't really going to show that, but I guess I did anyways. So digitally, no, I could not hear the difference between either one of them. The DAC-wise, now, this is a Texas Instruments DAC, and I'm not sure if it's the same one because, a lot of these companies don't really publish exactly what models. Sometimes they do. This one, I don't believe, does say. It says that it has up to 24-bit 92, shows some of the specs, but it doesn't specifically say what chip is inside. I do believe it is an AKM DAC, though. So the RCA outputs. I also couldn't hear a difference. They're less loud than the coax outputs. But I legitimately, in my space, given my system, it's all subjective, I couldn't hear the difference between these two devices. Their functionality is basically the same. They're using the same software. The remote controls, which are very similar, they work basically the same. What I almost like, I don't know why I did this review. I did the review because I have them. And then this is maybe important for customers out there looking to include something. So here, let me say something positive about both. This is one of the most reviewed and revered devices of the year. If we're maybe in agreement with that, we hear about this one a lot. This one, for whatever these tubes are doing in the front, and I have photos of them on my Facebook. I'll maybe include them in the thumbnail for this. This would be a really nice matching device for your existing advanced Paris system. So if you have a preamp and it doesn't have any streaming capability, you can plug this one in. The DAC output is, like I said, I could not hear a difference to this one, so it's at least on par with this. And the volume-wise for coax output, and I have the DAC in here, they're very, very similar to where I couldn't tell the difference. The only thing that I think a lot of people are going to find as a difference is going to be the price between the two. I do believe that the Advanced Paris is going to be more expensive, and I can't even tell you why. It's an aluminum chassis. It does have glass tubes in it. They look like they work, but audibly, you may need to have a better system to hear the difference. I really don't know what else to say. I'm rather surprised. I genuinely thought Advanced Paris was going to be a winner in this one. It was going to give you that tube sound. And maybe in my system, if I'm going to be honest, maybe my system just isn't up for the task. Maybe this type of room, these speakers, the cables I'm using, maybe the difference and the benefit of the tubes is locked behind some of the, let me just say it, subpar connections. Maybe the RCAs are not great. Maybe because I'm not using XLRs to the amplifier. I don't know what it is. But from my listening test, and I'll keep this one short, it's just over 10 minutes, 11 now, I couldn't tell the difference between these two. Not in the sound-wise and not in this room. Their functionality, again, the software you saw connects to both. Their functionality seems to be exactly the same. The reliability, startup, sound, switching, it all sounded basically the same. It worked basically the same. Now, if you need a streamer and you're not interested in, or your system may not be able to handle the significance of the tubes in this device, this is still one of the better devices. And if you're not using the DAC output, like the RCA output on this one, I would say even the Weem Pro is enough, because this one includes a couple of extra features. I believe some of the Wi-Fi connectivity, streaming and casting, also linking devices across the house. If you don't need the plus part, the Pro would be even better, because then you can use the internal DAC of your preamp or an existing DAC like Geshelli Labs or any of the other great brands that are out there that make DACs. Save a bit of money on your device, get the Pro or even the Slim, and you are able to stream music through your devices. I don't know what to say. It's a surprise result for me, because I was genuinely anticipating some changes, but in my system, for whatever the reason is, I have to report, honestly, I can't tell the difference between these two. If I was given an A/B demo and was not told which one was playing, I could not tell you which one sounded better. They both sound great. In here, they sound great. And I guess on that rather neutral conclusion, that's the end of the video. Thanks for listening and watching and following along with my journey. Again, this is the best way I know how to make videos, is just one take, unedited. This is my honest impressions. I'm not stumbling over my words. I'm not reading from a script. I have nothing in front of me. It's just me and my smiley pants over here with my random speaker components. This is as real as it gets, and my real opinion is I could not tell the difference between these two. Not digitally, and not through their own DACs through RCA. So that's it, and thank you for watching. Stay tuned for other content. It comes out sporadically, so please either subscribe, use the bell, follow notifications. Also, my Instagram and Facebook are active for under the same name. You will find more content with those two other channels. So, yeah, that's it. Advanced Paris, WTX Stream Tubes, and Weem Pro Plus head-to-head. And I think they sound the same. See you in the next one. Thank you.